Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5711 1R Nautilus. You can see and you can purchase this rose gold sports watch on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos. And please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Patek Philippe 5711 1R. Now that's the card in the upper right hand corner. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that it has the same size and proportions as the stainless steel watch, but it has more gravitas by virtue of this rose, almost red gold, deep and rich, with a gradient style dark brown dial that seems to range from almost black at its edges to almost golden at its center. The watch is hefty thanks to the use of gold rather than the traditional steel, but again, dimensionally, the watch is 40 millimeters when measured across its diagonal, 40.5 perhaps. It's a slim timepiece. At only 8.5 millimeters thick, it easily slides underneath any tight sleeve or dress cuff. Plus, it has a sloped case flank, so it wears even thinner than that considerably slim 8.5 millimeters. Now, from lug to lug, measuring the case itself, the watch is a compact 44.5 millimeters. If we add the rigid flare of the bracelet, and it does have a little, it projects beyond the case and will not be bent down. That span across the wrist is a substantial 50.5 millimeters, but it won't overwhelm most wrists. I would say you can still wear this watch with a good sense of security and proportion down to about 14.5 centimeters wrist circumference. Now the timepiece is quite impressive in its finish. A steel Patek Philippe Nautilus is gorgeous. A rose gold is a real occasion. Now, unlike every other family of Patek Philippe models, barring the Aquanaut, with the Nautilus you expect to see steel, so to see it rendered in precious metal is quite a treat. Again, the same standards of finish apply from the hairline bevel along the flank of the shoulder links to the high polish of the center links to the silken feel on the wrist and the broad channels between the links on the underside to avoid pinching skin and pulling hair. It's both substantial in its visual impact and supple on the skin, the best of both worlds. You have a low profile, fully finished double deployant clasp, very secure thanks to a clamshell closure when closed, but also very low in profile when closed. As I often like to say, the better to avoid desk diving scratches and scuffs. Now the watch features the same high-grade finishing on the bezel and case that you see on the bracelet. You'll note the polished highlights, the polished bevels, the satin-finished surfaces, making for a large range of contrast across many different facets and strong creased character lines combining with sensuous compound curves. This is a complex case to finish. There is a lot going on, and the fact that all of the decoration is done by hand adds to the psychic satisfaction of owning and experiencing this piece. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the dial is spectacular. You have the horizontal striations that are a signature of the Nautilus family, but then you also have a gradient to the dial. It does appear almost gold at center, and it fades to black around its periphery. You can see dimple-style seconds and minutes track for keeping account of the time, and also luminescent applications atop 18-karat rose gold hour indices with matching luminescent rose gold baton hour and minute hands, as well as a discrete date window at 3 o'clock. Turn it over on the case back. Now we have Patek Philippe's caliber 324. They're automatic of the modern era and the central rotor version, a higher beat rate than the micro rotor caliber 240. It features all of the traditional elements from gorgeous linear Côte de Genève across the bridges to circular Côte de Genève across the gold winding mass, beautiful mirrored and rounded hand-finished anglage about the edge of every bridge, as well as all of the screw and jewel sinks. The screws themselves with high-polished heads and chamfered slots. There is a tight and even perlage across the base plate. Mechanically, the watch has an average power reserve of 40 hours, unidirectional winding for high efficiency with ceramic rotor bearings that operate unlubricated, more materials innovation on the balance, where we have a Patek Philippe amagnetic silicon Spiromax hairspring beating away at 4 Hertz under a balance that is Gyromax style free sprung. The Gyromax giving you a better regulation in total, in addition to better ability to take and hold a precise regulation in the face of vibration and knocks on the wrist. Of course, it is all water resistant thanks to a screw down crown and a screwed in case back down to 120 meters. So this is a full service sports watch in every sense. Remaining mechanical refinements include the fact that the watch does have a quick set to correct the date should the watch run down. Now, this is a timepiece that offers a tremendous amount of capability, but also a tremendous amount of artisanal content, from the case finishing to the dial assembly to the finishing and regulation of the movement. This is handmade performance art for the wrist. You can see and you can purchase it on our website.